Hello and welcome to Mask College of Business and Technology. This is your facilitator, Mr. Mwenda, and I will be taking you through strategic marketing management. This is a course that is going to broaden up your mind in terms of formulating strategies, in terms of management, and majorly these strategies are going to focus on the area of marketing. So by the end of the course, you are going to be able to develop a bigger organization that has focus in terms of marketing and in terms of growth going forward. We are going to begin by looking at the general objectives of the course. By the end of the unit, I expect you to be able to define various terms that are used in strategic marketing management, be able also to gain knowledge on how to conduct market analysis both externally and internally. I'm going to be showing you the tools that we use for carrying out the analysis, be able to understand various bases for market segmentation. We'll be discussing segmentation in details, be able to develop a marketing strategy, be able also to understand how to position the products in the market. Also, last but not least, be able to develop a strategic marketing plan. Also be able to understand various concepts in product development. And finally, once all that is understood, the plans that we set must be implemented successfully. So I expect that from the plans that we are going to develop, we are going to be able to successfully implement those particular plans. So we begin by chapter number 1, which is the introduction to strategic marketing management, where we are going to look at a definition of terms. We begin by the word strategy, and when we talk about a strategy is a high-level plan, and in this context here, it's a marketing plan that we are focusing on. Then we have strategic marketing management. This is the act of implementing now the mission of your business and ensuring that you succeed and you maximize on all the resources that you have. And then the marketing strategy that we are talking about on our first slide is characterized by the first one, business environment examination. So I am going to be showing you the tools that we use to examine the business environment and also define what business environment is, matching products to customer segments. And also another characteristic is the ability to execute programs that achieve a competitive position higher than the competitors. Challenges, we are also going to be looking at these challenges as we come up with the strategic marketing plans. There are a number of challenges that we are going to face as an organization. The first one is maybe lack of skilled workforce. So we may not have the right workforce. Remember, when it comes to formulation of strategies, we need a workforce that understands matters to do with strategic management like we are doing now, understand areas of planning and be able to do it. So when employees are not skilled in that particular area, it becomes a challenge. The second one is assuming the requirements of the consumer without conducting a thorough research. That is another area that organizations are failing. They are not willing to invest in research. So what happens? They end up making assumptions of how the market is, and that becomes a challenge. And then changing demographics of consumers. When we talk about demographics, is about the elements that define consumers. It might be their purchasing behavior, it might be their income levels. So once in a while, these things are changing. Income levels are changing. Some, like now during the period for COVID, people lost jobs. So many things would happen in the market. So we need to do the research so that we can be able to continually monitor when these demographics change and we see how they affect our business. Another challenge is management issues. Especially, we need to bring the management on board for the plan. So when they are not willing to invest in terms of resources, then definitely the plans are not going to come into fruition. And then in correct SWOT analysis, we are going to see the meaning of SWOT. It's an analysis tool that we are going to be using. So sometimes we don't carry out the analysis correctly. The other challenge is issues in conducting market research. So we can have other challenges now in conducting market research. Maybe, for example, we may not be getting the right feedback from our target market, and that will bring a challenge to us. Then confusing market feedback obtained. So the feedback that we obtain can also be confusing. Maybe we were asking about product X, but whoever that was doing it forgot and started discussing about product Y. So the feedback that is gotten might not be correct. And lastly, budgeting issues. Of course, when it comes to areas of planning, we need serious budgets to be put in place. So sometimes the institutions are struggling and they are not able to raise this particular budget. So it becomes a challenge to the organization to be able to implement or come up with those strategic market plans. Importance of strategic marketing in an organization. So why do we need to sit down in an organization and come up with these marketing strategies? Why is it important? The first one, we are able to evaluate the present day environment. So we are able to look at how are we doing currently and how is the market presently, and we are also able to ask ourselves how do we improve on our current situation. The second one, it helps in establishing clear marketing objectives. So through strategic marketing, we are able to have clear plans on where we want to go and what we want to do and how we want to serve the market. And then we are able to, lastly, strategic marketing is important because it helps to streamline product development. So it helps the organization to see maybe some of the issues that we are getting from our research is because of the product not being effective. So we can be able to improve, streamline the product, improve it, make it better for the benefit of the organization. Now, strategic marketing management has a process, and this is the process that we discuss in this particular slide, which involves strategic analysis, where we are saying for us to be able to move forward, we need to ask ourselves, where are we as an organization? That is part of analysis. Then by doing so, we scrutinize the business environment. We are going to see the environment is in terms of the internal environment and also the external environment. Then formulation of a strategy, that is the second step. By doing so, we are able, after we have done the analysis of the current situation, formulation of a strategy now is all about looking forward. We need to ask ourselves, where are we going and what is it that we need to achieve? What are our goals and objectives? We need to lay them down so that we can be able to work on them. And finally, the last process in terms of strategic marketing is implementation. So we put whatever we have discussed into action. We put that into action and we are able to move forward successfully. External analysis, that is the second topic.